Right, so with the transformation unit, can't get my words out. With the transformation unit,
Transformation Unit 247, yeah.
which part of Cumbria are we in?
The northwest.
Northwest of Cumbria.
Yeah, we're right at the.
We're out in the sticks out. So we've seen the guys. The lads have put the boys through their posing practice, and Amy, you've put the girls through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
How have you got on, girls?
Good, yeah, well, I think so. Did they?
Yeah, done really well. They did. Yeah, really well.
It looks hard work. It was there was a lot to go through there, especially in them heels.
Obviously, Annabel, she's a bikini athlete. Had a really good season last year, so it was a bit out of her comfort zone.
Yeah, go through the tone poses. I'm already trying to move it up to tones, and I've only just met her. I think she looks lovely.
Annabel is hopefully going to be competing at the back end of this year. But we have Ellie Crabtree, who's going to be first time on stage.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, first time tone figure.
Looking good already, all of you.
Oh yes,
Really good.
Yeah, if I'm hoping that I'll be able to show maybe at a later stage Ellie's actual transformation up until this point and then the stage.
Yeah.
But if you didn't mind, what did you start? What were you say before you got into your bodybuilding? What weight did you?
Yeah,
You know?
so I started at 15 stone, like just over 15 stone, and it took me about a year and a half. I lost about 4 stone, and I had that to focus on that whole amount of time. And then I was just like, what can I do next? Because I like having something to work towards.
Those goals.
As a kid, I wouldn't mind trying it. So here I am.
So as you can imagine, the transformation process and the pictures, and you can imagine.
Wait, what was the other girl who was here before? I forget her name.
Mel.
Again, she was saying she was going to.
So Mel's hopefully she wanted. I invited whoever was interested to come and see what it was all about. So hopefully Mel's going to be competing next year.
Well, Mel showed me the before and after pictures, right? And again, the transformation's phenomenal.
Yeah.
The work's clearly gone in. So, and as a starting point, just going into this, you look superb. So
I'm excited. So obviously, I'm doing a prep, and we've got Kelsey Young, obviously well known.
Yeah, we know Kelsey.
Well known, especially for her presence and everything she's achieved as well through NABBA. So she's in great hands from a posing, and you've just started doing your routine, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been working on that, but I'm like a fairy elephant when it comes to stuff like that. It doesn't like being elegant doesn't come naturally to me, so it's something I'm going to have to work towards. But
you've done really well on the pose, and then you just have to have more confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
And I see you before pictures as well. So what you've achieved so far already is amazing.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Just have a bit more confidence in yourself because you are really good at the poses.
Yeah,
just believe in yourself.
And then same as much as Annabelle's won and what everyone thinks she's capable of, it's nice to see that you've got 2 girls here they don't carry any attitude or any sort of. Annabelle still doesn't believe she can do this and do that, but so it'll be nice to see her come back on stage, and they take all the wins with real great. What's the word? The word I'm looking for?
I don't know. I'm having senior moment today, right? Clearly, we set off too early, right? And I've not had enough caffeine.
I'm trying. Basically, with what she did achieve yesterday, it'd be quite easily to walk around with a bit of struggle.
That's the word.
That's the one I'm looking for. Well done, Dan. So they're both very humble, especially Annabelle. Like I said, with what she achieved last year, she's a very humble girl.
The girls were saying, right, the camaraderie, overused word probably, but the camaraderie, you're all in it together, you're all pushing each other, there's no egos.
Yeah.
And it's that's always great to see it. People just need to support each other, help each other get on those stages. And
enjoy it.
It's really good down here, like what we've created, and same again, I think these guys will agree. Even not just from the bodybuilding, everyone from the strongman to the gym, no matter what we're doing, they all show each other support.
Yeah.
They speak daily, they meet up for coffees. We say, it is good. It's really nice to see.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal gym. It's absolutely epic. We said when we walked in. Again, a gym I haven't trained in. We've come to these gyms and we never actually get to train anything. We're in.
Are you going to do it?
Oh, you should have let me know. We could have had leg day.
I think you did them Wednesday. Anyway, any questions, girls? Anything else? I think you've probably covered everything, but
have you got any questions for the day? Or
I'm not sure. Have you? I can't think off the top of my head when I get put under pressure.
When you get put on the spot.
The only thing I can answer is tanning about right now. So that's the only
Have
thing.
you got any questions for Tan on the day? Or?
Tan?
Yep.
Oh.
Most of it will be done. It'll be done the night. Usually be there the day before.
It's all the stuff's done the day before.
Do you usually do like a before? Because the first one I did, I think you did. I had one a few days before, washed it off.
So, depending on your skin tone, right? I know more about this stuff than I ever wanted to know, by the way, right? So we manufacture the product, but yeah, it's all down to skin tone. So if you're naturally quite pale, then you can apply a base tan if you like, be a sunbed. If you like the sunbeds, we don't advocate that because the skin damage and all the way. So if you have a particular fake tan brand that you like, then you can use that. We do our own, but we do the base tans the night before, so you get 2 coats of base coat, and that basically sits and develops over the next 6 hours. And the next day you come with that, and we put the top coats on. And that just finishes the whole process. So the thing with our solutions, they're developed for stage. It is a stage tan. So no matter what colour you are, we will always get you all within the same colour range. So you don't want people it's obviously too light. So you don't have to worry about that process too much. But if you're more comfortable putting a bit of tan on before, then feel free to do so. If you like a sunbed the week before, grab a sunbed. That'll activate your melanin, which make you go a little bit darker.
I wouldn't go on the sunbeds too close to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
If you burn your skin, fluids, water comes to the skin.
Yeah, you can hold water retention.
Use definition.
Oh, well, that's interesting to know.
You are going to earn so many points with my wife for that comment. Right.
Don't go on the sunbed to go a few weeks before.
Oh, well, it's a good job you point that out because I'm a serial sunbedder.
Generally, the solution's that good. I mean, you're quite pale at the minute, right? Obviously, we could tan you up now, right? Well, today and finish it off tomorrow, and you will look perfect standing on that stage.
And as you know, Annabel, most of my athletes, I'll always make. I think tanning's, like we just spoke with the lads, it's a very important part.
It's the final piece of the process.
And what I prefer to do, 9 times out of 10, I'll always make sure that we're stopping over the night before the show anyway. So what I like to do is make sure they've got the base coat on the night before and get them done, and then take that stress out. So it is great to have a company come along and do the tan and take the stress off of either someone like myself doing it backstage and rushing around. If someone's there, they can just get it done, and then especially you feel amazing once it's done right.
It should be a process you don't have to stress about.
Yeah.
There's issues with some of the dream tan stuff is if you don't know how to do your face.
I love dream tan.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I am old school.
But it's making sure you've got the full balance and everything's finished right. There's no marks, there's no mess.
It's crazy seeing people before they've been tanned to then when they're on stage, how different it makes your body look. It's crazy.
If you get it wrong, all this hard work, all the effort, everything we've done is out the window.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's that final piece of the puzzle and one that shouldn't be skimped or forgotten about.
I do love it. There's nothing worse, is there, than being... So, we've all been to them shows, you get backstage, like, right, 10 minutes, and you're like, I've got all my dream tan to do, and it's like...
Standing and get patted down.
Yeah, so it is good if it's put on right,
it is a pain, though.
But it is, and I don't know what it's like this year, but I do know people were cracking down with it because it does go
a lot
everywhere,
of shows
doesn't it?
Yeah. Because it stains everywhere.
It's not a dry tan, obviously, your tan's a dry tan, isn't it?
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It takes about 10 showers to get it off.
Everything it touches. I've ruined car interiors loads just by getting back in the car.
You won't have to be a serial. You won't have to be a serial sunbedder after it because you've literally got a tan for about a week.
That tan lasts a good 7 to 10 days, and it looks like you've been in the Caribbean for 3 weeks. Yeah,
I'm in my element then.
It's the final bits in it. It's like take the stress out of that process. Something you don't have to think about. It's in the professional hands.
Yeah,
like you say, a lot of time goes into developing the solutions to make sure they stand up on those stage under those stage lights. They don't run. They don't.
Like you said, most shows now, the tanning company's always there the night before and on the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
well, we provide most of them.
Yeah.
We provide muscle tans used through over 50% of bodybuilding in the UK and abroad.
Yeah. So I always advise if you can and you can afford it, make your experience that little bit more enjoyable and stress-free by getting there the day before. You don't have to worry about traffic. You don't have to worry about your tan. Get your tan booked in. You're done. You wake up and you're ready to rock and roll.
Simple as that. And we're in with the venue that we've got. The great thing about it is we're set up in the venue the night before, so you get to see what's going on. Everything's going together. Where nothing gets to move. So the next morning you're in the same place. You're not having to go from venue to venue. Thought process went into that bit. We had some input. But it's. Anything else? Anything you want to add?
Just enjoy it. Don't stress over it. Make sure you get a good night's sleep the night before. Stressing, again, you hold water when you stress. So, just enjoy the process. You've worked so hard for it. So what's the point if you don't enjoy the day?
And just following on from Amy and like what we spoke about with the lads, and this is why I always say, like, now, put in the work now with your posing, your routine, and make the back end of your prep easier. You can, especially same again, from a cardio perspective and your diet. If we get the work done early days, you can.
You don't want to be panicking in the final. You don't want to be still battering your head trying to hit the poses. Get them all done now, so when it comes to that day, that week, you can just ease it.
It just looks natural to you.
And just feel confident. So
I've done it in my early years. I don't know if you did. You think, oh well, I'll do it next week and I'll practice it, and then next minute it's like, shit, I've got 10 days for the show, and then you're backstage, and there's nothing worse than feeling like you haven't prepared for it properly. But on the reverse side of that, if you have prepared for it properly, it is great knowing that you're backstage and they can literally go through as many rounds as they want. They can call what they want, and you're just going to go bang, 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 and you're ready for it.
I've done very much the same over the years. I used to put off posing practice because it was never comfortable posing. I really didn't. It was a whole part of the process I just didn't enjoy, and then it showed getting on stage. And then last year, the lads Tim and Barry and Paul were like, no, you're not getting away with this now.
And let's face it, and another reason why I say get it done now, you're probably at the highest calorie intake of your prep, like say if you were to start now, because obviously calories get lower as you move forward. You're on probably as little as cardio as you're going to be, till maybe earlier, closer to the show. So while you've still got that oomph and there's still a bit of energy in you, get your posing done, because the lower the body fat comes, the less calories you're on, the more the cardio comes up, the more tired you get, the more sort of jelly egg you get, and then that becomes what you've just said is like that, oh God, I can't be bothered now, because you feel the fact you do hit points in your prep where you do feel lethargic. So get it done now when them calories are in, and you've still got that energy to do it.
Well, again, getting on that stage at the end of last year, the difference, I enjoyed it because I knew I'd done the work. Not enough actually, but I'd done it. I was comfortable up there, and just my experience was I just love being up there. I can't wait to do it again. Nailing that bit just makes a difference.
It's over so quick. Like before you know it, you're walking off the stage. It's like that's it. It's done. I used to cry sometimes because I want to go back and do it again. It's over like that. So put all the hard work in now so you can enjoy them.
And there's no better feeling than being on stage. I'm sure you're the same age when you've done your cardio, you've done you've ate all your meals, you've trained, you haven't cheated on your diet, you've practiced your posing. There's no better feeling than knowing that you've ticked all
the best version.
You've ticked all them boxes and you've got it done. There's not worse than coming off stage. Let's say you get second or third when you could have potentially got first or second, and you know that you've slipped up and you've cheated here and you've missed that.
Standard, a couple of times,
it's not easy, and I've said it too many times. Them days when you don't feel like doing your cardio, you don't feel like posing, you don't feel like training, they're actually the days when you've got to be better. Because they're the days when your competitor will pull out, they won't do the cardio. So really your marking points will,
that's what Barry used to always say to me. I hate cardio, hate it. And I'd do like an hour's cardio, and he'd always come over and go, that girl on stage next year done too. And he'd do that all the time just to back me head, and I'd be like, oh. But you've got to, because you've got to think that girl that's on next year's done more than you.
Well, I think you've experienced it, because obviously I'm coaching, I've seen on your post, you've had a couple of days like that in the last week, haven't you? But then you felt like that, you've still gone and done, and then what's happened after it? You felt great.
I think a lot of it is because I've gone through a weight loss journey and it's all been focused on the scales, and transitioning over to like prep where, you know, it's like fat loss and we don't have to worry too much about the scales just yet, it gets in my head. So if I don't, even though I lost like a pound this week, for example, I, honestly, my head was in bits when I was on the Stairmaster. I was like, I just want to stop the button and get off. Like, my finger went to go and stop, and I was going to get off, and I thought, no, I'll keep pushing through. And I left the gym in a completely different mindset and a different mood. And I thought, I know that I'm going to be able to smash this if I can just get through that little moment of not wanting to do it.
Yeah,
it's a good achievement when you push yourself through that moment.
Yeah, it's 100%. Yeah. And I think it's very easy on prep as well. It's like, you know, I try and simplify things for people who are so they know. But if you tell a lot of people, so say you're having a bad day on prep, you blame it on prep. Yeah. Now you take away prep, right? We all have good days, we all have bad days, we all get upset. You know, something might happen. Them days still happen whether you're on prep or not.
Yeah.
So don't always think, you know, oh, I'm tired today, or it's because I'm on cardio. It isn't. You just may be tired today, you know. So don't, it's, you know, you just, but, you know, if you took away prep, you wouldn't just lie in bed because you woke up in a bad mood, would you? So you just got to learn how you still got to crack on, you still got to tick your boxes, you know, and, get the job done.
Some sensible talk going on.
Yeah.
So see, you're in good hands, girls. Yeah, really.
We are.
What's next?
So for us now, it's mainly just
head down.
It's head down. We've got plenty of time. We started early with my athletes, especially from like say NABBA point of view. I always like for them to enjoy Christmas, get out. But I like to start. I know it's more. I used to do it. It's more of a mental game. 1st of January, I just start neatening things up with them. At the minute, I'm just more getting them into that routine of prepping the meals, being up, you know, getting the cardio in. Making sure that they're staying. I don't really do the steps thing, but I put them on there just to make sure that they're not just sat around. So it's just getting them in sync, because I find if you slowly start implementing the food, like, and start reducing things and getting them used to prepping the meals, because obviously you were just calorie counting first off work, So I kept that in for a while, but now I've actually set a meals. So then obviously when it comes to it, there'll be a point in the next few weeks when it's I'll give them that message and it's time to get nitty-gritty.
That dialed in now.
But I think it is all about timing. You know, what I try and do with my athletes is make sure mentally I time things right, because let's say, for instance, I started drilling them 1st of January. By the time you get 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks in, before it's even got to, they're starting to get bored, or and I don't want to become that, you know, guy, what's two at them.
It's just a chore then. It's not, they're not enjoying the process if you do it too early.
I think you've got to, and that's what happens if you've got a good eye. You know, I think you know when it's time to drop the hammer and don't do it too soon, because we don't want them to sort of, you know, run out of steam before it's time to get to work, sort of thing.
Still telling you, wasn't I got my apple took off me, one apple. Took off me 6 weeks out, and I cried at the gym. Literally cried.
But it's like little things like, but then same again in the same breath. As much as we've got to know when to push and when to push, I think the biggest mistake is knowing when to pull back.
Yeah.
It's not all about, if it was just a case of do more cardio, do more work, eat less food, it'd be quite an easy game, wouldn't it? It's knowing how to get rid of the body fat while still maintain your muscle mass. And once we're in that sort of, in that range of body fat percentage, knowing, one, how to pull back and where, but secondly, more importantly, what I think is getting their heads knowing that stepping back's okay, because as an athlete, you say someone, right, lower your cardio and eat another 200 calories or 100 calories, they're like, whoa, what, right before a show? So I do feel like you've got to know when to push, but you've also got to know when to pull, and they've got to know how to control that as well.
I was saying to the girls earlier, especially when it's your first show, it's a trial run, not just for the competitor, but for you as a coach as well, because you've got to learn how to read the body, see how they respond to things. So I always see the first one as a trial run for both of you. And then so
and you have got to understand, you know, everyone's different, every prep's different, isn't it?
It took me being married 2 shows, 2 shows before we realised what foods worked for me and, you know, what routine worked, because everyone's different, everyone's body's different.
Exactly, and I don't know about yourself, Amy, but like I said to you, Annabel, you can't go off what you did on last prep. You know, you've got some of, obviously, you know, your marker points, what stay similar, but I've never had a prep the same.
Yeah.
I don't. Every prep's different.
Changes every time.
Every
doesn't it?
prep's different.
Your body changes and gets used to things as well, though. So what worked one year is not necessarily going to work the next. So my food's always changed and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just got to, like say, the first one is a trial one.
And like Amy said before,
basically,
I think everything what we've just spoke about is if you are enjoying it, none of that becomes a problem. You have got to enjoy it.
There's no point doing it just so you can tick it off the list.
Yeah.
You've got to enjoy the process. So
And you've got to, and we said this with the lads, didn't we? You've got to enjoy as an athlete and especially as a bodybuilder, off season, pre-contest. 2 weeks out from a show and the back end of a 2 weeks back end of an off season. They're both grueling. So if you're doing your off season properly or you've dieted properly, you're not comfortable either way. I'm sure you push food high, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it gets to the point where you're not even looking forward to the cheat meal. But like when you're on prep, you can't. You're wanting food, and you've just got to be comfortable or get comfortable being uncomfortable, haven't you?
100%. Yeah. What's the expectations for this year, Annabel? Because you did rather well last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not 100% set in stone yet, but
Grab that by.
so I'm thinking sort of.
So let's just clarify for people watching this and maybe didn't know. So you won the Britain.
Yeah.
In what class? What class was it? Bikini.
So first I did Northwest bikini, yeah. And then I did the Britain for bikini, and then
you went to the Worlds and won the Worlds, didn't you? It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Epic achievement. So
just to mention,
rightly so as well. I mean, it's fantastic.
and the overall in all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Of course. So, does that put? Do you feel that leaves you with more pressure this year? Or do you feel like you're going to cruise through it? What?
Yeah, a little bit.
We were just saying this before, weren't we? Because I think Annabel, it was hard for her to take in a little bit because it came that quick for her.
Yeah.
I can always remember the day she came in with some baggy night trackies on. I always say, a ragged jumper, and she was like, "Kid, I've got a question. Do you think I could compete?" I was like, "Well, yeah, definitely." So anyway, we got her ready for the first, and it was literally from a girl who thought, "Can I compete?" to next minute it was Annabel. Next minute we're on a plane, got to Italy competing in the world. Yeah. So it was a bit like an emotional roller coaster for you, wasn't it? And I can say, let's say she got a little bit, and it was overwhelming, wasn't it, at one point? Yeah. She had not just myself. I always believe in her. I always believe in all my athletes. But from the word get-go, I always said what she was capable of. But it's easy for me because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, well, my coach would say that. But literally, we were coming off stage, and judges who we did not even know were coming up to you, were they excited, saying you need to compete here, you got the potential to do this. So it was a bit of a whirlwind for you, wasn't it?
Yeah. We've done virtually every NABBA show up to the Britain. The only one we didn't do was the Northwest. So we see the majority of the athletes 2-3 times before we ever get to a final. Obviously, we've not met you, and then it was like, there was some fantastic athletes across the board, but there was a standout winner. A lot of the judges say you always get that one athlete what gets through, and it's just like lights out. It was, and I'm not just saying that. Even if she wasn't with me, I'd be the same. It was literally one of them people what we walked out, and before she even paused. I would have loved to have seen. There was Harriet who did the Wales show, and she didn't do the Britain. And I would have loved to have seen you two up against yourself because they were both. Again, that next level that you sometimes get, that would have been a really good.
But you've got it on too. Like for us this year, like Ellie, like I know Ellie personally, and if a lot of people knew her story behind this and this journey, what it took for what she's been through before this and then this step, I just think that is. You don't get much more strength from that 100%. As a person, like what she's been through to now be able to turn it into a positive, and for her to be able to step on stage knowing that she's done what she has done and gone through what she has done. For me, I'm going to be sat there proud as hell no matter what.
Exactly that. Well done, guys, thanks ever so much for taking the time. Amy, thank you for coming and putting them through the paces. And we'll see you in a few weeks.
I'm not good in heels.
He says that. Right,